And we are live. Oh, this is so exciting. Right, before we get going, let me just check on my other device that we are definitely in the right place. So just going to double check.
Okay. I've got my product placement.
Oh, yes.
My husband brought me a coffee so I can get through this.
Oh, bless him, bless him. We are definitely live. I can see us on my live feed as well. So this is good. Okay. So as and when you do jump on, please do let myself and my very special guest who's next to me know that you're there, and also where in the world you are watching from.
Oh, it's freezing for me.
Okay. Can you hear me now, Marissa?
Yes.
Okay. And also, when you jump on, let me know if myself or Marissa are freezing as well, okay? It'll just be good to know from other people. So I can see a few people jumping on. This is good. They're getting fired up, just like I am. Okay, so we have a very exciting special interview lined up for this Wednesday hump day afternoon. I have the fabulous Marissa Brown next to me. So Marissa Brown is one of mine and Charlotte's VIP one-to-one clients, and we've been working with her over a 90-day period to really accelerate her business forward. So you're going to hear more about Marissa and her business as we go through the course of this live interview. Let me see if we've got any comments before we begin. Charlotte's on saying, hey, amazing ladies. Melissa's there as well. Excellent.
Hey, Charlotte.
So, Marissa, welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
How are you feeling today on this hump day?
I'm good to be here. This feels like a COVID hump day. If there was one, today would be it. It's been crazy.
A COVID hump day then.
I am homeschooling and spinning too many plates, let's put it that way.
Oh, but you know, to the rest of us, you do it so well, Marissa. So hats off to you.
Thank you. I don't know if anyone saw my Facebook Live, but it was a horror story, wasn't it? I had my daughter in the back jumping around, screaming, so I do apologize. Hopefully this can be a little more professional.
You know what? If you're not in our group already, the Thriving Female Startup Entrepreneurs, you should jump over there right now. Well, a bit later on, because Marissa did a brilliant live interview, and that's live TV for you, Marissa. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
How it goes.
It does indeed. There's no denying what happens. Yeah. There's no editing on that one.
Yeah.
And I'm all about the editing. I'm all about the stripping back and purifying, but there was none of that. It was raw.
It was real, raw, and authentic. Just the way I like it, personally.
Okay.
So, Marissa, let's jump in. Let's jump in. Let's get the audience and people jumping on now and on the replay to get to know you. So I would love for you just to introduce yourself and share what you do.
So I have been branding and working in brand agencies and advertising agencies for the past 2 decades. So a bit of an old duck, and I know my profession pretty well. 4 years ago, I started my own business, CULA Design. And I've been building and finding myself, painting myself into corners at times when it comes to trying to get visible and trying to really appreciate the amount of work that goes into building a business online, because referrals are great and I have a few of those and I have some bread and butter, but it was really an opportunity to sort of further develop what I do. So I'm all about illuminating brand brilliance. So I start with brand strategy, and that's the thinking behind, before you brand, and that really gives you a roadmap and sort of clearly defines what your goals are. And I've worked with C-suites and marketing directors and entrepreneurs. So it does work for any size business, big, small, local, global. Branding definitely has its place. So that's what I've been doing.
Fabulous. Thank you so much for sharing. So those jumping on, we've got Teo saying hello, ladies. Hello, Teo. So Marissa's got a wealth of experience, 2 decades worth of experience. So she really knows her stuff. This is her zone of genius, as we like to call it. So the
Nice.
name of your brand agency, CULA. I would love for you just to share with our audience as to how that brand name came about.
Sure. I think a lot of people struggle with branding, and I was like, yeah, no different really. And I was trying, and I think it was playing on my mind all the time for a good few months before I came up with CULA Design. But I would always say, "See you later, alligator," to my daughter when I'd wave her off to school. And that's what CULA Design is. It's an acronym. CULA is an acronym for "See you later, alligator." And I thought it's something that I say to my kids, and it's something that I said to big advertising. Now I'm doing it for the fam, not for the man.
Yeah,
that's my nice little saying.
For the fam, not for the man.
I don't think I'm going to grow out of it either. It's something that it's just, as soon as I thought of it, I was like, yes, I'm not going to think in a few years' time I'm going to, reconsider what I've decided on. My daughter is out of shot and she's trying to talk to me, so I do apologize. I'm going to have to get Dad.
You can get that. We love it.
Don't win, do you? No, we don't. We want to concentrate. Just a second, I will.
Yes. Okay. So, CULA. When Charlotte and myself first heard the story behind CULA Design, we were so excited, and we just thought, what a brilliant brand story that brings out your personality. See you later, alligator. It was
and where I'm at in my point in my life. I don't think I'll always say "see you later, alligator" to my kids, but at the moment they're young, and it's where I was at, and it feels right.
Yeah, and I think it will stand the test of time. We all have our little phrases. So. Yeah, I definitely agree. So
I was thinking of my last name, and I was thinking of anything to do with the creative industry, but it's definitely has its place. It's stuck.
Yeah, I think you've nailed it. And I'm sure the ladies watching.
I don't know if I've frozen. I'll just keep on talking, shall I?
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm back in the room. Back in the room.
Okay.
So, Marissa, take us behind the scenes then. Okay. I want to go to the point of
behind the scenes.
Yeah, of when you decided you
need. 4 years ago, I was working for what I call my business family. I love them dearly. And I went on maternity leave, and I came back part-time, and I always felt like open my arms and say, I'm back. I just loved it. And then they fell on hard times when I was on another maternity leave, and they folded. And the opportunity arose where I had a client who still wanted to work with me. So I took the opportunity to start my own business. And that's where it grew, really. I wanted to have, initially I thought I'd have to reskill. I was a bit worried when the company went under, but how stupid. We're doing something we love for a good 20 years, and then you think you need to reskill. And I just had to look within and really see what I was good at, what I was passionate about. And it's always been branding, it's always been the creative industry. So it was a no-brainer to start my own business.
Yeah. So that became your natural, it became your next logical step, really, because you had all of that experience. So it made sense for you to create your own little baby.
Yeah, in the bigger picture, I was working for a team, and we all had our little cubby holes that we worked in, and I was behind a big old Mac, hiding away, pushing pixels into the night, and I didn't have any sort of client facing pricing. There was none of that, but I was doing the creative and coming up with the pitch work and doing all the developing all the templates and campaigns. So I really didn't think that it was going to be a natural progression for me, really. But one of the clients who I kept from the old company, they were just lovely. They were just nurturing, and they supported me along my journey of discovery, because I'd gone from being behind the computer and doing all the work to fleshing out the briefs and sort of being the creative, the marketing manager for me. So I wore a lot of hats. I wore a lot of hats, but I think I wore them well.
I was
and
going
you
to
don't
say,
know until you try.
And so all those transferable skills you've now brought into your business as well, so it counts for a lot, I would say. So Marissa, tell us then why you decided to hire a coach. What made you arrive at that decision?
So I did have, I'm going to tell you the truth, I did have a life coach to start off with. I had a lot of mental blocks, and we had a eureka aha moment, which was amazing. And then every time I went back to her, I was in tears. I was there, and she would just let me cry. And I was like, this is not getting me where I want to go.
Were you releasing a lot of emotion with her?
It was just the way that she worked.
Okay.
So, it wasn't necessarily, it wasn't a business coach. It was a life coach. And yes, there are a lot of emotions, but I think if anyone's in that situation, there are a lot of emotions. It doesn't matter. We've all got baggage. We've all got history. It's kind of what you do with it. And I found that I was always in the wound. And I remember someone said to me, the best place to teach is not in the wound, it's in the scar. And I was like, I'm in the scar. Why am I always in this wound? So I needed to move on. And and I saw one of your Facebook lives. You just caught me at the right time. What can I say? I don't sit there watching Facebook lives all day long. It was just a simple scroll, and I stopped. And I went,
thank God you stopped.
I like them. And I just thought, I like them. I need them in my life. And so I got in touch.
Took decisive action.
But at the same time, I had done a brand strategy workshop, and I had learned that although I do the brand strategy, there's so many other parts that you need to understand. And when I was working with the brand strategist, they were revealing all these things that I hadn't considered, like the funnel and the lead magnet and nurturing emails and value posts. And I was like, I have no idea what any of this is. So you kind of fitted into that moment in my life, if that makes any sense.
Yes. No, it does. Perfect sense. That was the start of a beautiful chapter for the three of us, me, you, and Charlotte. So Marissa,
and I promised you I would have 2 hours a day, and then we went into COVID. Lockdown. So things got tough.
Life always throws curveballs at us. It's just how we navigate through.
It was a curve.
So Marissa, share the process of growing your business over the last 90 days with us. So with your spotlight sessions, if you could just share a bit about that.
So initially I watched some videos where you guys really talked about you have to carve out time, and you really have to take this seriously, and it's all about planning and process. And so you're ticking all the boxes all along the way. And I remember I had quite a lot of ambition, and you asked me to write, was it 40 points of what I wanted to achieve? And I ended up writing a few more.
Yes.
So you had a lot, yeah. I had a lot of high expectations, but we started off just at where, well, you sort of talk about you start where you're at, right?
Yes.
So I'd already built my website. I already knew my branding. I already knew my brand essence, which is illuminate, brand brilliance.
I love
And
that.
I had an idea that I could write, but I have been working in advertising where everyone takes on a specific expertise. And I've worked with a copywriter. And so I felt that I couldn't put one word in front of another. So it was a bit of a scary moment where you asked me to work out or flesh out some value posts. I was like, I've got to write. But the beauty of this is that it's not about data, and it's not about statistics. It's really about warmth and honesty and nurturing. So I think you were coming from the same place as me, so it was quite easy for me to just sit down and start writing my value posts. But obviously teething problems, spelling, grammar, all those things. Writing an essay. But when I was working with you, I said I wanted to build my brand strategy course. So I was doing brand strategy. So that's where we sit down and I ask more deeper, more meaningful questions, so I can unearth the sort of the golden nugget of your business. And so it's not done on your own, it's done together as a collaboration. And I was doing it done in person, but then COVID meant that everything was going online. And I was like, I can do this. So I had to actually build my brand strategy course. That was the first thing that we did together. And then we decided to find 5 beta clients. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So all these kind of massive in my head, like explosions of, oh my gosh, how am I going to do it? They wouldn't let me worry about it. I just had to get on with it. So we attacked that, didn't we? And then I looked at a lead magnet. You wanted me to build a lead magnet. And I ended up fleshing out this, I think it's quite a lovely read, all about brand strategy. And it's a visual kind of feast as well. So I'm more about the visual. I know how to make things look good, so that wasn't a problem. And then we talked about nurturing emails, didn't we? And how I was going to get a following in that sense. So I had to write value posts, and then you sort of taught me the whole structure of how to get myself out there and to become visible. So that's what I needed. And every time I wrote about something, I was learning more about my process and my value, aside from just the brand strategy and the branding side of things. And I was growing in confidence, obviously, and clarifying my message. And I can tell you more things that we did.
No, that's brilliant.
Do you want me to list off all the things we did?
I think save that for part 2 of the interview.
Okay. Yeah, it was quite full on, wasn't it?
But what I need to say at this point was Marissa really lit me and Charlotte up in the way that she just took action. Okay, there were times when, yes, some of the tasks did seem overwhelming, but Marissa was able to break down the task and she was able to just move through, all those perceived fears that she may have had in the beginning and just do. And it was so refreshing to see that. Working with these beta tester clients, walking them through her new method, illuminating the brand brilliance, which is just amazing. And you should definitely trademark that as well. Just her lead magnet, right from scratch, able to basically Marissa was able to really build those solid foundations in her business over a short period of time. So now she's got a solid business, and she can really start to leverage all that momentum that she created within the 90 days of working with us. So it was, yeah, Marissa, you're doing really amazingly. Did you want to add anything
And
there?
the wonderful thing is, I stopped myself like trying to sell my service to people I know. I know that there's a community out there that want it, so it's quite refreshing to not always be on the sort of sell, because you have the structure in place. You can fall back on that. So
yeah, I
I've
agree.
been using that.
And there's one comment I want to pick up. There's some comments actually. Teo said she might be jumping on and off because she's at work. That's fine, Teo. You can always catch the replay. Melissa said, these ladies are great. Thank you, Melissa. And Charlotte has said, you have done so amazing. Your posts are great, really in your tone. And that's something that me and Charlotte love. When you write, your personality and the tone really comes out in your content posts. So yeah, really, really, really great.
Yeah, I think that was nurtured through the conversations that we would have, though, because it was very much off the cuff and just very honest and raw and just genuine. Because you're talking to real people, aren't you?
Yes,
and it's not about bullet points. It's not about benefits and features. It's really about, I always talk about living in the heart and mind of your ideal client. And that's very similar. What you do is the same, but mine is the visual side of branding, where you live in the heart and mind of your ideal client. So
exactly that. I love that. I love that. So Marissa, since working with us then, what's happening in your world? What are you working on? What's your focus for the next 6 months at least?
Well, you get a taste for working with people who are experienced and have the expertise. And when you're in a room on your own, sometimes it's difficult to have that motivation. So I have actually taken on, can I say Helen Pritchard's Mastermind series?
Well,
so I'm doing that.
Yeah.
I've just done it, so there you go. And that's helping, because you've got to, it's like branding. You can't just have one brick. You've got to keep on building and building and building. And it's a gradual process. It doesn't just happen overnight. I think everyone always talks about that, but it is very much blocks and just constant. And so I'm doing that side of things now. In terms of what I would like to do in the future, I have kind of fleshed out what I'm doing, but at the moment I'm still just posting on Facebook, doing value posts. I was actually really scared to be posting on my own Facebook page. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember right at the beginning, yes. And to do Facebook Live.
I don't want family. I don't want friends to know what I'm doing.
And look at you now. It's just second nature.
Warm to it. It's lovely.
Yeah. And you move past your fear of doing Facebook Lives. Is this your second Facebook Live to date? Or loving it.
Is this a Facebook Live? Okay. Yes. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm slowly,
Yeah. And everyone just listening,
I'm slowly getting more confident in front of the camera.
Yes.
But having your direction is probably helping. I have no nerves at the moment, which is a bit strange.
I was going to say.
I hope I'm answering the questions right.
Isn't Marissa natural? An absolute natural.
But do you know, the thing that I didn't realise is that there's so many pieces to the social media side of things, in terms of, like, I didn't even have Calendly set up correctly, did I, on my website?
Yeah.
And so we did that, and we worked out what the questions were going to be. And then at the end of my switch brand strategy, we set up a questionnaire that we posted out to all my clients just before they were going to take on the green light, which is the branding, sort of building the assets. So all these little pieces that you need in order to fit the puzzle together. Yeah.
That's it. You've solidified those foundations, and you're moving people through your process, and they're getting results as well. You're creating those shifts, which is just amazing. So Marissa, what advice would you give to anyone wanting to start and grow an online business?
Get help.
Yeah. Help. Yes.
Yeah. Get off your tush and just get some advice. Get it happening. Speed up the process. This is about building to better, isn't it? Better and bigger and faster. It's very simple. There's no kind of marketing terms. There's no business tech or language that you need to understand. It's just do it.
Yes, that's it. Just
because the sooner you do, the sooner you grow, and then you move on to the next thing and the next thing. And you can't grow if you don't do. You've just got to take it. Is it a gamble? I don't think it is. You just need to take the next step. If you're prepared to level up, and if you're finding, so a lot of my clients find that they've outgrown their branding, whether technology is moving faster than them, whether they're just looking old and outdated. I think it's the same thing. You've just got to keep moving, don't you?
It's true.
And sometimes
just like
it's hard
life.
to have.
Just like life
It's
is
hard
an
to have the
evolving
motivation on your own.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have, had a 50 list of 50 things to do and be ticking them off on my own. I very much needed them cracking the whip, but they didn't crack the whip, by the way. There were no whips involved. But yeah, you have. Is it social proof? You need need sometimes, and especially with my personality, I needed to have some encouragement, and that's what it's about, isn't it?
It is.
And being steered in the right direction.
Yeah.
Because I already had my brand, so it underpinned everything that I was doing, but I wasn't doing anything.
Sometimes it's hard to be self-accountable. You need somebody who could just guide you along in the right direction, who
and
can
there's
preempt.
Nothing wrong with that, I don't think. So I worked in an environment where I was you've disappeared. I was a people pleaser.
Yeah.
That was my role. So I'd go away and I'd create these amazing campaigns, and they'd be plastered all over London. They were ticking the boxes, but really what I was wanting from my creative director was well done, and I needed that from you guys as well. And maybe that's just who I am, but maybe a lot of people are like that. They need that sort of reminder that you're doing good. Just keep on going.
Yeah, that encouragement. We've all got a different way of how we like to work and how we are motivated. So you found your way, and we were able to co-create and really enhance your brand as well. So Marissa, if anyone's curious about what it's like to work with myself and Charlotte, can you share what it's like to work with myself and Charlotte?
I think when you have that idea in the back of your head and there's a big brick wall sort of in the way, Charlotte and Grace sort of show you the door, or give you a door where there was once a wall, and you can get to things. And because I struggled with what I wanted to say or how I wanted to express myself, and Charlotte and Grace were very much on cue, sort of preempting what I wanted to say, but saying it in a quite palatable yeah, good way. And I would take it, I'd be like, oh, write that down. There was always some little gem at the end of our 90 minutes or 60-minute discussion, wasn't there?
Yes.
And it wasn't just me coming up with it or you coming up with it. It was a kind of collaboration.
Yes.
So
Co-creating some magic. Yeah, some real magic.
So where there's a wall, they offer a door, I think.
I love that. What a brilliant metaphor. I might use that in a post.
Yeah,
Thank you for the idea. I love that. Charlotte, you taking notes of that, please?
I think that's what happens, though. Life gives us the posts, don't they?
Yes,
everything.
True.
Yes.
So, Marissa, you're doing amazingly.
This is quite unusual that I'm able to talk to you at the moment.
Oh,
I thought I'd have to go into the fields and have a conversation. This is.
I heard that.
I'm just very happy that my 4-year-old hasn't come in jumping on the bed and screaming. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just had to say
Well, we won't keep you too long because she's probably missing mummy. But Marissa, I just want to say before we wrap up that you are doing amazingly. Charlotte and I are so proud of the growth and the journey that you were on over the last 90 days. And we're excited for your future, as you really take your business to that next level. You're hanging out on the right platforms where your ideal client is. And we know that more business, more success is coming your way. So we're your biggest cheerleaders for life. Okay?
Yay!
Marissa, where can people find you? Where do you hang out?
Well, I do have an Instagram account.
Yes.
I do have an Instagram account. And I post on that quite regularly. And that's CULA Design London. I have, thanks to Charlotte and Grace, I've started my own Facebook group called Illuminate Your Brand Brilliance. I need to be a little more active on that. So I am planning to do a 5-day challenge, which I don't know if I should tell people about.
Yes,
if you're up for it, I would like to offer people. You've got to be all in for 5 days, but at the end you will have basically you're gonna in one fell swoop hit Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn with visual messaging that rings true to you and has branding that is unique. So let's see if I can do that. 5-day challenge. That's what I'm on to next.
Absolutely brilliant.
And it's just giving you a snippet. Yeah, it's just giving you a snippet of what I can do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's giving you walk away with something good.
Yes, something tangible that you can see. Please do drop all your links.
My website. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Sure.
Yeah, could you drop all your links below? And then any questions? Are you happy to come back and answer any questions that are on the thread?
Yeah, if there's any, I'm happy to. Absolutely.
Excellent.
Give me some questions. I like questions.
Yeah. There'll be a lot of people
it's all about conversation. Okay.
Yes.
Lovely.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Marissa. As Charlotte has said, we're so proud of you. You're a star. Okay.
Thank you.
Before I wrap up, I just want to remind you all that Charlotte and myself have a 5-day challenge coming up, starting up on Monday the 8th, called Concept to Cash 2.0. Okay, you'll remember that we did it last October. We had 100 amazing ladies all join in, and we saw so many wonderful results from that. And we've taken it up a notch, added more value. So we would love you to join Concept to Cash. I'm going to drop the link in the thread as well. Please do sign up so that you can get the workbook. And Charlotte and I were all fired up to get going next week. It's just going to be amazing. So we can't wait for you to start getting to those desirable monthly income goals that you're getting, that you want.
Do I get to sign up for it?
Yes, of course you do. Of course you do. We would love to have you on board on that. So just looking to see if there's any more questions. No, not at the moment, but that's fine. We'll both come back to this live a bit later on.
Okay.
So thank you
Okay.
so much, Marissa.
Lovely.
I'll let you go back to your
Thank you for
family
having me.
now. Okay, then.
Yes,
All right.
I will.
Take care.
All right.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.